Hi, my name is Mike Wagner with Arri Lighting, here with Digital Production TV at NAB 2018, and I wanted to talk to you about a few new things that have to do with the Sky Panel, which is our LED soft light. So with the Sky Panel, we've had a bunch of firmware releases in the past, and here at the NAB show, we're releasing a brand new firmware called Firmware 4. And Firmware 4 brings 10 really outstanding new features to the Sky Panel that really enable a lot more control of the color of the device and also through DMX. So there's tons of new options. The first one is called Extended Color Control. So with Extended Color Control, it enables you to pick any color that you want, whether it be a CCT, a gel, an RGBW value, and then you're able to push and pull that color point in any direction that you want. So we have 8 different color parameters that allow you to change and manipulate the color that you selected. So there's warmer, cooler, saturated, desaturated, plus or minus red, plus or minus blue, green, cyan, magenta, and yellow. So this is a very intuitive and human way of changing a color without really having to know anything about the color science that's happening. All of the math is done inside the light. So that's a very exciting feature for picking new colors in the Sky Panel. What's that? You want me to go through it? Yeah, sure. So we could go through and I could go and pick a color here. Maybe something like that. And I'll go into extended color mode. And I can make this color, more saturated. I could make it warmer and cooler. I could go and take cyan out of it, or I could add more cyan to it. We could also, I'll go over to red here, and I could add red to it, or I could take red out of it. So it's a very versatile and easy way of customizing your color. So that's extended color control. We also have a feature called light engine control through DMX. So every Sky Panel is made up of 1 or more light engines. In the S60 here, we have 2 light engines. In the S360, which is the large one over there, we have 12 light engines in that product. So all these light engines enable more fine-grained control over the fixture. I could control the light engine separately through DMX, and that will allow me to program lighting effects over the surface of the Sky Panel, or create, do a pixel mapping of the Sky Panel, and you could run video content over them. So there's lots of exciting options and control possibilities with light engine control. In Firmware 3, which was the last firmware, we introduced 12 lighting effects, pre-programmed lighting effects into the Sky Panel. And now with Firmware 4, we've added 4 additional lighting effects. So now we've added explosion, fluorescent flicker, process effect, and welding. And I could show you those now as well. So this is explosion. And if I click the encoder here, whoops, actually let me show you fluorescent flicker first. So with fluorescent flicker, you can see it kind of acts as a fluorescent bulb that's malfunctioning. So it'll cut out every now and then, and everything is random to make it look very real. This has 2 parameters that I could change. I could change the speed and the frequency at which the flicker happens. I'm going to change the color here to just a white color. And now I'm going to go back and select the explosion effect. And with the explosion effect, if I press the encoder button, I could trigger the explosion when it's happening. So I could go very quickly, and I could also change the decay. So I could have a very quick decay, or I could have a much slower decay to make it fade out more gradually. And let's take a look at the process effect. So the process effect actually is using those light engines, and it's bringing the light across the surface of the Sky Panel. So this allows me to have the illusion of light moving past the subject. And I could change the speed here, so I could go much faster, or I could slow it down and go much slower. And I could also change the direction of the way that it's moving. So that's process effect. I've got one more here. So this is welding. So the welding, of course, mimics the sparks and effect of a welding source. So here I could change the speed, go slower, I could go much faster, and I could also change the minimum value to kind of change the contrast. So a very, very powerful effects programmed right into the sky panel. We have a lot of other stuff programmed in as well. We've added what we call a stage mode, and stage mode allows for much smoother dimming, which is made for live audiences. So it's not really made for motion picture capture, but for live audiences, you get a very smooth fade out to zero. And then we have an ultimate Dmx mode. An ultimate Dmx mode allows for the customer to select any kind of a color mode that they want in one Dmx mode, so they don't have to switch between Dmx modes. So we've got a lot of other features packed in. If you want to learn more, you could go to our website, and that's arri.com/skypanelfirmware4. And we have a bunch of information. The firmware is available as a beta version right now. You could download it for free, and the final version will be available by April 20th. So please visit our website and take a look. And again, my name is Mike Wagner. We're here at NAB 2018 saying goodbye with digital production. So thanks a lot for joining us.
I'm a product manager for camera systems at Arri here at NAB 2018, and this is for digital production TV. Now, I'll be telling you a little bit about the Arri LF camera system. Now, it's a system, so it consists of many components. There are the new Arri signature prime lenses. There's the new LPL mount. There's a PL to LPL adapter. And of course, there's my little baby, the Alexa LF camera. Let me start by telling you about the LPL lens mount. It's a new lens mount specifically designed for full-frame lenses. And we have one for the Alexa LF that also fits on the Alexa Classic XT and SXT, as well as the Alexa Mini, Amira, and Alexa 65. A whole bunch of other lens manufacturers are also going to license this lens mount. Now, we also know a lot of people have existing PL mount lenses, and they can be used with a PL to LPL adapter. Now, let me tell you something about the camera. The camera has a large format sensor, which is actually slightly larger than full frame. The sensor is 4K, so it is completely Netflix compatible. And the sensor gets you the beautiful image quality you are used to from Alexa. So we're talking high dynamic range, wide color gamut, beautiful skin tones, and very, very low noise level. In addition, it's a large format sensor. So you get that large format aesthetic. You get the shallow depth of field and the slightly longer focal length for much, much more natural perspective. And records Arri RAW and it records ProRes. And we can record right now onto SXR capture drives. But in the next software update, we'll also be able to record onto S/S Pro plus 256 gigabyte cards. Camera runs up to 150 frames per second, which is really quite something with such a large sensor. And the camera's been shipping already. So we're very proud you'll be seeing this camera on some shows very soon. And that's it from the show. And ciao Italia. So the camera is shipping already. You'll be seeing it on productions very soon. And that's it for today. Ciao Italia. This is Mark from Arri at the NAB 2018 for Digital Production TV. Thanks.
Buongiorno. My name is Kurt Scholler. I'm from Arri Munich. And I'm going to tell something to you to digital production television. So I would like to introduce to you the camera stabilizer family, which is made by Arri. So I'm a Steadicam operator myself since 25 years. And I started 20 years ago to design this kind of Steadicam, which we call the Artemis. As you can see, we can carry very, very heavy cameras. And then 4 years ago, we started to work with gimbals, because we think it's very interesting to combine classic Steadicams with modern gimbal technology. And this brought us to this brilliant product here on the left side, which is the Trinity. So this is a hybrid stabilizer. We're combining classic Steadicam technology with modern electronic gimbal technology. And out of these two gimbals, we learned so much that today we would love to introduce our latest baby at the booth, this fully stabilized remote head. So this remote head is based on gimbal technology. But the big difference to other solutions is, number one, as you can see, we can take very long cameras. and not even very long cameras. We can also take very heavy cameras. So we can put camera weight up to 30 kilo inside this fully stabilized remote head. The other interesting thing about this device, it's when you see the length of the camera and you see the size of the head is a very compact, a very tiny device, and the head is very lightweight. It's only 9 kilos. So the head can take 3 times more its own weight. We have a touch panel which allows you, like on the iPhone, to reach all the adjustments very, very easily. And on the other hand, we have a very classic way to talk to the system. So if you want to change quickly the speed or direction, you just have a button or a turn knob. The other thing we have here is a joystick to move the camera up and down. We have a zoom rocker, a focus wheel. We got this nice device, it's wheels. So here in America, people prefer to use wheels. While in Europe, operators more prefer the joystick. So whatever people like to work with, we have the right way to control this. So in the end, to be honest, this is in the moment the smallest but strongest fully stabilized head you can buy. The other interesting thing about the entire concept is everything is based on L-bus. L-bus in Arri is a way to control focus motors. That means this focus button can control any kind of lens as long you're using an Arri focus remote motor. So as long your technology stays in the family, you can control any kind of cameras, any kind of lens, and we even can easily control television lenses, which we have here. So this is a television lens. So we're showing here 2 workflows in one product. We have on the left side, we have the cinema motors, and on the right side, here you can see it's a television lens. So we have a workflow which can handle both worlds, television and film shooting, based on the same control board, based on the same hardware. So an operator who's owning this or rental house can work in any kind of these businesses with the same hardware. And that's all for today. So dear digital production television visitors, this is a goodbye from Las Vegas and see you next year.